think about objection. The objection that you hate to hear, I need to think about it. Today I'm going to tell you how to overcome to think about it. It starts in the very, very beginning. Now, before you do that, it's very, very important that you build rapport with a customer in the very, very beginning. Once you build rapport, that's when you start through the sales process and you say this: Mr. and Mrs. Jones, thanks for taking the time to sit down and meeting me today. Today, I'm going to show you a program on how it can potentially benefit you. And you share with the agenda what exactly are you going to tell them about and what the process is all about. Then you say, so Mr. and Mrs. Jones, once you understand the program and how it works, I want to ask you a very simple question. Would it benefit me? So I ask you at the end a simple yes or no. But there's some people that like to give me an answer other than those, such as I need to think about it. I need to do research. I got kids going to college. I don't want another bill. Or whatever that is, other than a yes, that's a really, really nice way of saying what. So before we even begin this sales process, can you give me a simple yes or no at the end? Does that sound fair enough? And they'll give you a yes. So if you like that, give it a like so far. But I want to tell you guys why certain prospects say, I need to think about it, the psychology behind it. You got to understand that they're human beings at the end, right? So there's some people that need to absorb information. Now, the thing about information is it's really, very tricky. If you just give them information, people get in a situation called analysis paralysis. If you're a student, just like me back in the day, when you studied for like exams or if you had to do some certifications, sometimes you have to have a certain amount of hours of studying. You got to do 2 or 3 hours. Then you just have so much information in your brain, you're just about to blow up. So you need to take a rest, right? Certain salespeople just want to give information that certain prospects blow their head up. So they need to think about it. Or you might be explaining the program so complicated that they can't wrap their head around understanding it. They kind of understand it, but they don't fully think it's going to benefit them at the end. So they have to think about it. So that means you got to understand what the true objection is. And you have to simplify the product and how it works. It should take about 2 or 3 minutes max on how to explain the program and some questions that you might have to answer for their knowledge. After that, it should be a very, very simple process. So sales is an emotional sell. You have to understand that people don't buy something because of information, because, oh my God, this seems like such a great information. We should buy it. It's like, oh my God, we feel like it's going to help us, that we should buy it. It's a totally different mindset that you have to have, is that you need to tailor to it to their needs. You don't tailor to it as if you were going to just give information and hopefully they're going to understand, and everyone buys for different reasons. You got to understand the buying process to it. So the reason why they say it is not, or they might not even trust you. They might not trust the company. They might not trust the program that's going to fully benefit them, because there's not such thing as a perfect program, a perfect company, and a perfect individual human being. It's all about certainty. If you have read the book called The Way of the Wolf by Jordan Belfort, it's a great sales book. Whether you're a veteran or a beginner, it talks about the psychology of sales and that every sale is the same, and you should go on a straight line when it comes to your sales process. If you want to learn more about that book, link in the description. So they don't feel confident that the program is going to benefit them, whether it's their tonality or body language. It all comes together. If you want to, and if they, let's just say they still say it, right? They got to think about it. You got to narrow down the objection. Narrow it down. Well, sir, I told you that earlier. That's a really, really polite way of saying no to me, right? They might say, oh, no. I just can't wrap my head around something. Or they say, I just need to evaluate. Well, sir, when people say they got to think about it, there's 2 things that are really going on in their mind. 1, the money does not make sense. They can't afford it. Or they don't feel like that money is worth the value. Or second being, they don't fully understand the program. They can't wrap their head around how the program works. Where do you fall into? So if it's one of those, you gotta overcome that objection. Now, some people might say, oh, it's none of those. Then you have to ask them, so what would you say that's actually preventing you from joining the program or feel like it's gonna benefit you at the end? Then the true objection will come out, because at the end of the day, think about it. Got to do research. It's a bunch of smokes and mirrors. Because most people, they like to say, well, what would you specifically think about? Oh, how come? Well, you got to think about it. It makes sense, doesn't it? They become in a very defensive position, which you don't want to do, because once you become defensive, or you're going to bring more sales resistance to the human psychology. It's just really simple like that. So if you guys like this kind of videos, give it a like, and I want you to subscribe so you can stay tuned into more valuable videos like this.